Welcome to the bold analysis. A scheme on how State House hijacked, rushed to sign some draconian laws, cybercrime amendment laws 2024, moments after Raila Odinga death, after they realized that Raila Odinga had died, amidst even burial plans, is something that is worrying this country. And I would want us just to take the next few minutes and look at chronology of events and show you the details of that move. Before I get deep into that, kindly help us discharge Mzee Peter tomorrow morning.
Guys, so tumefika hapa, mzee amefanya operation.
Ongeza sauti kidogo.
Mzee amefanya operation. So tunaendelea ya sawa. Mzee tunasema ni asante sana. Tunashukuru sana. Sasa kesho kitu kimebaki ni kutoa mzee, alafu aelekee sehemu za nyumbani. Unaona kwamba dunia mkonyo ya hapa hii kitu inaitwa incision.
Mzee Peter is the 75-year-old old man that we were supporting after he underwent the surgery tomorrow. Not tomorrow, yesterday. Oh, I'm a bit confused. I should take a break. I will take that break. After he underwent a surgery, he had reached out to me that alikuwa nakojua damu. So tests were done, and what was established at that point is that the left kidney ilikuwa na shida. So a surgery procedure was done on that side yesterday, and there is an amount we're supposed to top up, which probably as of now I need around 25,000 or so that tomorrow morning tuweze kutoa mzee hospital. And thank you very much for standing that. Any amount you can get will go a long way in supporting kesho tunamtoa as we close that fundraiser tomorrow morning. I want to give some critical update here and just show you what happened. There is something happening, and maybe if you don't talk about it, then we will be doing injustice to Raila Odinga, the late Raila Odinga. It's so tough to say the late Raila Odinga. Just allow me to say Raila Odinga. It is so tough, and I think it's an injustice to the towering statesman if in his death we don't say that. First, I've got this video. This is the video of the body being wheeled in the Indian hospital, taken to the mortuary, awaiting repatriation. There is a team that has already left the country, rushing, flying to India on that solemn flight to go and collect the remains of Odinga, and the body is supposed to arrive in the country Thursday morning. And according to his will, Odinga will be buried next to his mother's grave in Kangu, Kajaramogi on Saturday, because according to him, he said that he should be buried 72 hours after he died. That is his will. Alisema kwamba akikufa anafaa ziko within 72 hours or within that time. So the time is going to be buried is on Saturday. Most of you may not know. Why did he choose next to the mother's grave? By the way, if you've ever gone to Kangu Kajaramogi, this is the place. Raila is they're going to create a place for Raila. If you've ever gone to Kangu Kajaramogi, this is the place. Hapa, hiyo boma kubwa huko. If you've ever made a trip, I know you must, they always take you there. So this is the graveside of where Odinga's body is going to be laid. Something that many people don't know, or probably you know, is mamake hakuwahi zika mamake 1984. Because at that time, alikuwa ameshikwa for the coup, the 1982 coup. So he was in prison by that time and was not given time, was not allowed to come back to probably even attend the burial of their mother. Another developing story we are still following and we've confirmed is immediately Odour Odinga left State House after that president's presser. He felt unease and went back home in Karen, but just 30 minutes ago, around 5:30 there, he was rushed to Karen Hospital after he also collapsed. Yes, he was rushed to Karen Hospital after he also collapsed. And I think he's overwhelmed by the demise of Odinga. And we continue to pray for family during this critical time, that may God give them strength. May God really stand with them during this time. I know Odinga was a property of the country, was a property of the nation, but very close. And was very close to them. You can see the way he really took care of his siblings. When Raila collapsed in India, he was in the company of Ogeta. And if you look at this video, this is the video that has been trending, happening moments before he fell down. We're not sure when you video ilichukuliwa lini, but this is the moment before Raila fell down. Alikuwa anatembea. He was with the Geta, since the personal doctor, Mr. Okech Sala, who we understand is adopted. Maybe people who want to know, this is the Okech Sala. Okech Sala is adopted son of Odinga in the Odinga family, but was his personal doctor, had jetted back in the country to represent Odinga in the CIA investment conference that started on Wednesday. So Ogeta was with him, and immediately, of course, the others were there. Odinga, Winnie Odinga, and the sister Rosemary, not Rosemary, the sister from Kisumu. Is it called Ruth Odinga? Was there. Odinga was also expected to attend the burial of Anthony Oluoch. Anthony Oluoch is the Mathare MP. Babake alikufa. So Raila was supposed to attend that and also launch some school, some building in Raila Education Center in Kibera. So he had a lot of activities that had been planned for the weekend. All that is now under the bridge now. So when Odinga died, this information reached the state house fast. Immediately, the family confirmed. They reached out to State House. But something happened. Do you know it took the president around 6 hours to officially face the cameras and tell the country this, despite the fact that the information was all over in the social media and people were actually waiting. I remember I was talking to some reporter from Citizen, and I was telling them, why are they not confirming that report? Because that is why I also did it late, because I saw it. I saw a couple of bloggers running with it, but I wanted to get the confirmation from Citizen. So I asked a reporter, then they say they're waiting for the president. But they got a written note from some family member who confirmed that, and then that's why now Citizen went and confirmed, even though the media in India had already broken the news. But in Nairobi, the president convened urgently to sign some controversial bills to law. And we're asking, like, what was the rush? They knew that at that time, the country is focusing on Raila. So cabinet meeting, and the team was rushed to State House, and the president signed some very controversial law here. As we check at the photos, we'll see that there were really, the number by the State House in the official signing, there was very high. This is the cybercrime. This is the cybercrime law, which will allow government to shut our accounts, shut your social media account, if they feel that what you are saying is not pleasant to them. A person who individually or with other persons willfully communicates either directly or indirectly with another person or anyone known to that person commits an offense if they know or ought to know that their conduct is likely to cause those persons apprehension or fear of violence to them or damage or loss on that person's property, detrimentally affects that person, or is in whole or part of an indecent or grossly offensive nature and affects the person. And the person who commits an offense under Section 1 is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 20 million shillings or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 10 years. A person may apply to court for an order compelling a person charged with an offense under Section 1 to refrain from engaging or attempting to engage in or enlisting the help of another person to engage in communication. And the whole story went on. If you read that report, it actually gives the government the permission to block your account, to close your account. And we don't know what is the trigger for that, but there is a question on its timing. So after they did it, The reason why allegedly the president did not make that statement early is two things. They're saying he wanted to first go and condole with the family, which I think is right. To that end, was very right. The minute he gets, you should want to first go condole with the family. Then after condoling with the family, then you probably come and tell the country, because the family comes before the nation. True. But that could still have happened earlier, because he did the other things and left State House around 9. So when the Karen take on and your Rudy make that statement, it took all that time. Say allegedly, I think this is by Sifuna, is saying that Odinga was up country. So Buru had to come to Nairobi, probably before the president would head there. I don't know. Maybe. So while in Karen, he was supposed to make a statement in Karen. He did not. Why? The ground became very hostile because people started chanting, the Ruto must go. And he had to just drive back to State House to make his statement. So, and Ida, accompanied by Gladys Wanga, were the ones that came out now to try to cool the supporters who are already in the Karen residence.
Jokanyanam Joey! Agwambonya Legon in the bad. Hello? Koradwani wakue kabisa. Mondo mama omoswa mondo weche mang'eny dhi chiumbele ka to mama nikech ung'eyo buok ma embe en go. Dongu ng'eni mama be nigi buok. Wadwani mana omosu kaito dhi oyue kaito wadhi yudo weche te bang' mano. Wayie. Aya. Adwanu kwe. Kwe. Hello, kwe bed pin kwe.
Tulieni kidogo. Hello? Listen. Oh, the other side. Hello? Hebu tutulie kidogo niseme kidogo tu. Poleni sana. Wange. Cover the cameras. Cover the media. Poleni sana. Najua nyinyi wote mmeshtuka kwa yale metokea. Hatukutegemea ingekuwa hivi, lakini imeshafanyika. Kwa hivyo mtulie na mimi
Maliza kitu. Maliza biashara. Maliza.
So, Kinley, in Raila Odinga's will, the president knew that he's supposed to be buried within 7 days, according to what himself he said, or himself how he wanted it to be done. But the president said, we are going to mourn for 7 days. Of course, Raila is a statesman, but his will is personal will that has to be respected. And probably it's right for him to say 72 hours within 7 days, because I can tell you that characters around here wanted to hijack all this to manufacture all manner of political mileage from Odinga's demise. So, but someone asked me, Kevin, why did we say 7 days? And according to Odinga's will, he's supposed to be buried within 72 hours. And remember, the statement the president issued in State House, he issued after talking to the family. So by the time he was talking of 7 days, he knew that Raila will be buried on Saturday. Because that decision, they already told probably when they went to Karen, and that's why I support the decision to go to meet Mama Ida before facing the country. Because the demands of the family and probably demands of Raila as a person were a bit more important than even what the state would want to say. So, and now this reminds me why. Because if it will span for 7 days, he wants the country to forget about that bill. We will not forget about that bill. And we have to remind the country about that bill, because that bill touches on a very critical part of this country. Along this, there are 3 things I want to say. After Odinga's death, Odinga was representing the voice of the ordinary. The parliament, all the 290 MPs in parliament, the best gift, the best thing they can do to protect the legacy of Odinga is to stop patronage and oversight the executive. Yes. They must oversight the executive. It is very important. In fact, the ODM MPs should go back to their standing. Instead of coming out to worship Ruto, Tuta, BBG, kindly. If you want to protect the legacy of Raila Odinga, go back to your oversight role. Because that is what Raila was made of. That is what made Raila. In fact, if you want to be Raila, you cannot be Raila. But reincarnation of Raila is for the MPs to go back to oversight the executive. Because I can tell you, there is something I'm seeing from where I'm seated. The exit of Odinga would actually signal a return of dark era because of little resistance. I'm so sure, were it not for handshake, Uhuru tried some point to bring such a bill, somewhere I think 2014. It didn't go anywhere. It faced opposition from the Raila axis. Now, if it is just going to be smooth, I'm telling you that Kenya might actually enter a very dangerous era. Very dangerous, if you ask me. The other thing here, I think, judiciary should also checkmate the 2 arms of government. I agree with those who are saying Raila was an alternative government. Probably 4th arm. The parliament executive, because why am I saying judiciary must? The executive is going to buy the legislature. Yes. All these ODM MPs might end up being adopted by Raila. The gullible ones, a majority of them, they're at crossroads. They don't know what to do. They don't know. Some of them are used to saying, kuja nishike mkono. They would want to make Ruto their God. So that waseme, kama uko na Ruto, wewe ni mtu wetu. Na kama uko against Ruto, then you are an enemy. So at this point, I can say, the executive must play its role diligently to checkmate the other 2 arms of government. Because we don't know what is tomorrow. I don't understand why the executive had to rush to pass those bills. Even by the time the country was mourning, they would have just stopped, wangoje, ishe mzee azikwe, they pass it. But they want to take this so that they cover up. And as they say, no one is talking about it. But I've seen LSK moving to court and Kenya National Human Rights moving to court to challenge it. Lakini saa hii, man, Odinga was, hey, I'm telling you, Odinga was a towering figure in the Kenyan politics. And I think I ideally say he will be missed a lot. The shoes of Odinga, hey, kuna mtu anaenda kujaza hiyo. Thank you. And we continue to pray for for Buru's recovery. Yeah, we're still following up on that. I saw that he's not badly off, but we pray that he gets well.